In a case steeped in unanswered questions, emotional turmoil, and mounting public intrigue, the tragic death of Jay Slater has now prompted a former murder squad detective to break his silence and call for immediate transparency. Speaking candidly after Jay's mother delivered a scathing rebuke of a well-known TV investigator's silence, the retired detective stressed, "Anyone with new information must come forward. No more secrets, no more delays." Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Jay Slater, a 19-year-old apprentice bricklayer from Lancashire, vanished while on holiday in Tenerife earlier this year. What started as a celebratory trip with friends for a music festival turned into a nightmare that has haunted his family, galvanized internet sleuths, and now drawn in calls for action from former law enforcement officers. The silence is dangerous. Former Scotland Yard murder squad detective Colin Travers, who has worked on dozens of high-profile murder and missing persons cases in the UK and abroad, told the Express Tribune that the failure of individuals to come forward, even those claiming to possess crucial details, is costing the Slater family peace and justice. "What we're seeing is a tragedy made worse by silence," Travers said. "Jay's case is not just a heartbreak, it's a mystery that can and must be solved. The longer people hold on to what they know, the colder this case gets." Travers' words come just days after Jay's mother, Debbie Duncan, voiced her fury at a British TV investigator who had publicly inserted himself into the search effort in Tenerife, but has since refused to share findings with either the family or the public. "He made a show of looking for Jay," Debbie said during a recent interview, visibly distressed. "But when it came to sharing what he found, if anything, he shut the door." Why? Who benefits from secrecy now? Not my son. A tragedy with too many gaps. Jay Slater was last seen in the early hours of June 17th, leaving an Airbnb in the remote Masca region of Tenerife with two British men he had met during the festival. According to reports, Jay attempted to walk back to his accommodation, an estimated 11-hour hike through mountainous terrain, with a dead phone, no water, and little understanding of the region. His last contact was a frantic call to a friend, saying he was lost, injured, and dehydrated. The phone signal was traced to a spot near a treacherous ravine, but despite massive search efforts, his body was found only weeks later in the same area, sparking questions about how searchers initially missed the location, or whether he was there all along. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with inconsistencies in witness statements, a GoFundMe controversy, and suspicions about the role of drugs and parties in the events leading up to his death, Travers says a full disclosure from everyone involved is urgent. "There's too much shadow around this case," Travers warned. "Too many people are afraid, or unwilling, or too prideful to step forward. But this isn't a game. A young man is dead. That demands courage." Social media's double-edged sword. Jay Slater's disappearance and death have become a lightning rod for social media speculation. Hashtag campaigns, amateur online investigators, and TikTok truthers have created a whirlwind of theories, some deeply insensitive, others disturbingly credible. Travers, while cautious of the harms that come with digital vigilantes, admitted that even social media might hold some pieces to the puzzle. "In my years on the force, I saw tip-offs come from the most unexpected places," he said. Someone's Snapchat. A deleted message. An overheard voice note. These aren't things to be scoffed at. If there's new info, even from an online stranger, it needs to be handled by professionals, but it needs to come out. Debbie Duncan agrees. Though she has expressed frustration that some YouTubers and internet figures have exploited her son's tragedy for clicks. "If you have real evidence, then give it to the police. Don't just parade it in front of a camera for likes," she pleaded. The TV investigator under fire. Much of the current anger centers on a British television investigator who traveled to Tenerife shortly after Jay's disappearance. Initially praised for bringing publicity and advanced equipment to the rugged terrain, his efforts soon turned controversial. "He made it seem like he was doing this for Jay," said Debbie. "But now he won't talk. He won't hand over his findings. Why not? What's he hiding or protecting?" While the investigator's identity is widely known in the media circuit, most outlets have refrained from naming him due to legal sensitivities. However, pressure is mounting for him to speak publicly or at least provide his notes and footage to Jay's family and the police. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Travers echoed this demand, saying, "If you have nothing to hide, prove it. If you went looking for truth, now is the time to share it." A mother's torment. For Debbie Duncan, the grief of losing her son is only deepened by the unanswered questions and the growing wall of silence. "I can't sleep," she said in her interview. "I wake up wondering, what if someone just told us the truth? What if we had found him sooner? What really happened in that house? Did he leave alone? Did he fall, or was he pushed? I deserve those answers." Every mother would. In recent weeks, Debbie has faced online trolls accusing her of misusing GoFundMe donations raised during the search effort. She responded by publicly breaking down the expenses, most of which went into travel, accommodation, translators, and local search hires, and closed the fundraiser completely. "I never wanted the money. I wanted my boy," she said. The path ahead. As pressure builds, Travers is calling for a renewed formal investigation, this time with cooperation from British police, Spanish authorities, and full transparency from all private parties who involved themselves in the case. "There needs to be a fresh review," he insisted. "A new team, fresh eyes. No one can say this was handled perfectly. And if there was foul play, we owe it to Jay to find out." Travers also stressed that even anonymous tips could prove vital. "If you know something, anything, send it through the proper channels. You don't even need to give your name." But time is running out. Meanwhile, Jay's family has announced plans to commission an independent review of the search timeline and potential evidence mishandling. They're even exploring a documentary project to tell Jay's story without sensationalism. "This is about truth," Debbie said, holding a photo of her son. "Not entertainment. Not conspiracy theories. Just truth." A final plea. In closing, Travers issued a direct message to anyone still withholding information. Whether you're a local in Tenerife who saw something odd, a festival goer who heard something strange, or someone online who knows more than they're saying, speak now. Help bring this family closure. Help this young man rest in peace. And to the investigator who has gone silent, the cameras are off. The stage is empty. Now be a human being. Share what you found. Jay Slater's story is not yet finished. But the next chapter, justice, depends on those who hold the final, hidden pieces of the puzzle. If you have any information related to Jay Slater's disappearance or death, you are encouraged to contact the appropriate authorities or submit a tip anonymously through official police channels. Silence protects no one. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.